Hey there. Nice to finally be on the other side like you. It is a little bit nerve-wracking, I must say. Um, Probably something that took you a while to get used to. I first of all just want to say hi and thank you for your teaching style, and I've really enjoyed your class. And thank you for your accessibility. That's been really awesome. You're very responsive, so thank you for that. Anyhow, so the first topic I chose was leadership, and I know that's probably something you hear a lot of, but leadership really is the foundation of a business, and it's not even business. Leadership skills can be used in all aspects of your life. I use leadership skills with my husband, with my kids, at work, everywhere, the grocery store. So that's why I chose it because it is, and it's a skill that is necessary, and it's also a skill that's necessary to continue working on and continue growing through the years. It's difficult to be a strong leader. I've had the pleasure, I guess, of working with a lot of um, middle managers, executive leadership. The stuff that they go through is insane. Um, and I'm sure you're familiar with that also in roles that you've been in. Um, it's a difficult task, and it's something that takes a lot of practice. And the reason I chose it is because I've been told that I'm a natural leader. I don't even try. It's just part of my personality. I've never really wanted to have direct reports because of the management folks that I have worked with, and just seen the stuff that they have to go through on a daily basis. It's insane to me. I've worked with several throughout my career thus far, and they're the middle managers. The things that they have to endure, the immature employees, and everything. It's just crazy. I don't know how people keep their cool. Um, but it is a skill that's very important in life in general. Um, it can be utilized in all aspects of life. I already said that. Sorry, I'm reading my notes too. And I think everybody, no matter who you are, could improve on leadership skills, communication, team attitude, all of that. That all encompasses leaders. Um, it's important. Leadership is important because without a leader, work would never get done. There are a lot of people in this world who want to come to work. They want their manager to tell them what they're responsible for, what they need to do. They don't want to have to think outside of the box or do anything extra. In positions like that, you really need a strong leader to direct those employees on what to do in both professional and personal atmospheres. Um, Leadership skills are a necessity for even running and organizing a household successfully. I'm a leader at home every single day, um, but I want to be more effective at it. I am a firm believer that everyone should continue to grow their already natural skills and to refine those skills so that they can just grow and be better and better, learn more about themselves, learn more about people they're relating to, relationships. They can learn more about other people through leading them or attempting to lead them. The planning and the organization and setting goals are significant skills for life in general. Those all roll up under leadership and management. Those are things that I feel like I'm pretty good at. I plan everything. I'm crazy organizer. I set goals because I think it's important to continually grow and expand in all parts of your life and to challenge yourself to be a better person every day, or to do something that you may not have thought of doing before. Um, I think how I would probably apply what I've learned to um, my life in general is, the TED Talk assignments that you have are my favorite assignments. They are so fun, and it's so neat to be able to sit and listen to these short videos of these people who are experts, really experts in what they're doing. That's significant and that's amazing. And I think that's a great opportunity for students to learn and to grow and to challenge themselves to maybe mirror themselves after some of these people that we're listening to in class. And, they have profound perspectives from multiple different respected people in the industry. I mean, you can find a TED Talk about anything. I knew about TED Talks before, but I had never really listened to them. Not because they weren't interesting to me. I just, there were other things that were more interesting to me because I've been listening to podcasts for a long time. So um, I definitely have now subscribed to the TED Talks because I do enjoy them a lot. It gives you a different perspective and some different ideas for all kinds of stuff. Um, let's see. Learning how to be open to others, learning how to be open to other people's ideas and thoughts and ways of doing things, opinions and cultures, that's imperative. And that is all encompassed in leadership. And those are hard things to do too. It's hard to really take a step back and understand everyone's different. Everyone sees things different. Everyone hears things different. Everyone wants things differently. And that's okay. That's okay. Our ways to do things are not always the best ways. So, recognizing those things and taking them to heart, that is a sign of a true leader and a strong leader, I think. So I would really like to apply those to my everyday life. I work all the time to try to find understanding in situations where they're just you you don't know how to understand. Um, that's that's tough. So being reminded of those things can be really helpful to be successful at things um, like, for instance, one of the TED Talks I did was how to make a group of complete strangers a team. That was an amazing TED Talk. It talked about the miners in Chile, the trapped miners, and how um, everybody came together and really just risked everything to save these people. Instead of in a normal business atmosphere, somebody might not say something for fear of sounding dumb, or they didn't want to ask a question because it might sound stupid. They didn't want to say their idea because it might sound stupid, but these people really felt like there was a safe space. We were all here to help and rescue these people. So that was a really empowering TED Talk to me, and it's a way to help me empower my coworkers. Refining those skills. Like I said, I've never really wanted to lead people, but my end goal is to be a project manager. So I'll be leading projects. So these are skills that I really need to have because it is in a roundabout way. I'm still leading people. Um, they're just not maybe my direct reports. So um, I have learned the importance of accepting other people's ideas, thoughts, and opinions. I have learned how a successful team can be if you are in a safe space and able to share ideas without competition or fear. I have learned the basics of leadership, goal planning, objectives, obviously, leadership, planning, organizing, and communication is a big one. I have learned how to make rational decisions when it comes to business. There's so much to leadership that I'm sure that this is just scratching the surface. There's so much more to learn. Um, I do, let's see. Sorry, I'm just reviewing my notes. I'm sure this isn't easy. I don't know how you do it, but I'm sure that you're used to it. Um, so how I'm going to use what I've learned. I saved the TED Talks that I listened to because I really think that it's significant to be reminded. People get wrapped up in their everyday life and um, they forget the basics, or something as simple as being compassionate or empathetic. In the chapters on management in the text, it breaks down the function of management, the decision making techniques, problem solving skills, analysises. Yes, I just said that. They're all things that I plan to lean on when I'm initially cataloging a new project. Even mission statements and visions. I have that already in my brain. So, anyways, that was really an enjoyable thing for me to learn about, and I definitely want to grow and expand on it. And I've really talked a long time about one thing, so I'll try to be quick on the others. So, the next one I chose was motivation. And I chose motivation because I've enjoyed learning about what motivates people to work harder and more efficient. I've tried for years to motivate my children. That's impossible. I've tried everything, every tactic um, that is outlined in the book. Nothing seems to motivate him. So it's just fascinating to me to understand the the different motivations and what I've learned in the TED Talks. There has only given me more tactics in trying to motivate people to um, do anything. People, I think, in general, people always want to do the right thing. And having fulfillment in work and job enrichment, it has to understand. Sorry, I got lost. Having fulfillment in your work and job enrichment has always motivated me to be a better employee. I've been so fortunate in my career to be able to be motivated through some of those benefits, like flexible schedules and freedom to work on certain things and freedom to focus on things and respect for my opinions and ideas. It really, when I read about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it helped me understand why I continue to be driven to be a hard worker, because it makes me feel good inside. It makes me feel like I'm doing something, that I'm making a difference. So the feeling of fulfillment and accomplishment through Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it has driven me to, you know, drive harder and harder and harder and try to learn and grow in myself, because my self actualization needs to be met and it's not there yet. So I'm motivated. It's important. Motivation is important because motivating others is imperative. Without people on your team being motivated, how will anybody ever accomplish anything? Without motivation from the team, my needs aren't met because I'm not getting the hierarchy of needs met. If my team's not motivated and we're not delivering, I'm not feeling good about it. Um, if employees aren't motivated to be productive, then profits are surely going to be marginalized if they're not doing their job, if their performance is lacking. It's astounding to me that the workers' most important factors were sense of achievement, earned recognition, interest in work, and opportunities for growth. I was a little shocked to see that boss friendliness and pay was toward the bottom, because really, um, I'm surprised that pay is a motivating factor. Of course, I mean there are so many other things, excuse me, that go into that, but pay is certainly one of them. And I would think, your boss friendliness would also be one of them, because who wants to work with a grouchy old person? Not me. Um, So, anyways, how I would apply what I've learned for motivation. I would like to think that when I work with my team on projects, I would be more of a theory Y manager. I've been given the trust and freedom to voice my creativities, to work flexibly and in a relaxed, comfortable culture. To me, this is a key indicator that you have the right people on your team. If you can trust your people to do those things, and if you just give up complete control, then you built the right team. And this, I think, is a freedom I would love to give others. I would love to give all people, because I feel like you can flourish and hone in on your natural skill sets. Um, a few years ago in my job, we did a Strengths Finder assessment, and this showed our team who had what natural skills. And it was a great way to be able to sparse out some of the work. You know, um, where people's natural strengths are instead of focusing on shortcomings and, how you can be better at your shortcomings. Why not take your actual strengths and like perfect that skill, and just hone in on it and get a project done right with a team of people who have the right strengths that they're already super good at. You don't even have to teach them. So that to me is motivating, and I feel like that motivates teams. It certainly motivated me because it was part of, I was able to use the skills that I already had, and I was able to shine and achieve and perform at work through those skills because my boss trusted me and assigned me work based off of what my strengths were. So I think the higher the productivity, the higher the motivation and trust, the more the revenue. So why not? That's a win-win for everyone, I think. Um, what I've learned, about motivation is that people in general are motivated by things that nobody would ever put at the top of the motivation list. And the TED Talk that I wrote about in week 8, The Puzzle of Motivation, was brilliant. The motivated, loyal employees, they'll be the best prize winner of an organization. Um, and Dan Pink pointed out how the monetary motivators didn't work in a lot of the cases because it narrowed an employee's mindset to just one task. So they weren't seeing the whole picture. They were seeing a narrow set of rules to accomplish XYZ, where really, in the real world, you need a full on A to Z picture of a project or a task, or to solve a problem adequately and efficiently. You need to see the whole picture. You can't see this won't work. And so that was pretty astounding to me. And it was fun. It was really a fun TED Talk. I really, really liked it. So my hope and desire later in my career, I'm currently managing a performance slash workflow improvement project. And I'm using some of these techniques when I can. I have brought together a group of 4 nurses, 4 front office staff. We're developing standardized workflows that we can implement into several clinics at the practice I work for. I've given them whole responsibility to create these workflows because they're the ones actually doing the work. So they should be the one mapping out what they're doing and what works and what doesn't work, and what the best practices are. They are encouraged to share ideas with other staff members, with the providers that they work for, get their feedback, because I really want them to tell me what works best for them, but it needs to be an agreed upon standardization, from patient in the door to patient out the door. It needs to be the same sort of experience. So really empowering them to take the lead on this, I think, has done a really good thing for them. I think it makes them feel like we care about what they're doing, and their job really does make a difference. I mean, they're the ones hands-on taking care of the patients. So that's really, really important. So yeah. Um, let's see. Oh, the last one, let's see. Yo, I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry. The last one is unions that I chose. So I chose unions purely from a personal perspective. I like the topic of unions because my husband is part of a union. Um, with that, all members of our family benefit from the benefits that he receives. Namely, our benefits are free to us. We don't pay anything out of pocket. They pay 100% of our insurance for every member of our family. He feels safe and secure in his job, which makes us feel safe and secure financially. And he has a pension that can never be taken away, which makes him and I both feel very secure when it comes to retirement because a lot of places don't have that. I know unions are controversial, and I haven't quite figured out why, other than I think probably it takes the power out of the organization. And, I don't think people really like that. They don't like power to be taken from them and put into the hands of somebody else. So, really, with union, the workers have a voice and they have a little bit of power and leeway and pull. Whereas with the non-union places, you just do what upper management or executive leadership tells you. They want to make a change, you got to do what they say. So unions are important because they protect workers, they give workers a voice in changes at work, they protect unwanted reprimanding, unwarranted, not unwanted, because we all don't want reprimanding. The grievance process allows a board of individuals to review issues, to see if the manager was warranted in their actions or if the employee was not warranted in their actions. This allows for a third party unbiased person to review the material and decide to make a decision void of emotion. Um, so sometimes it's best when emotions are high to take a step back and think on something for a day or even an evening. It helps to analyze the situation and try to think about things from a different perspective. Um, Although I'm not part of a union, I can still utilize these same situations to resolve issues. Um, what I have learned about the history and origin of unions. I've also learned that there are a lot of unions that have disappeared over the years. My husband tells me all the time that the young workers coming in now into his industry are choosing not to join the union. Uh, as this trend continues, his union will also become obsolete, taking away the worker's voice and the little bit of control that that gives them, and putting it back into the hands of the corporation and the business people who do not do their jobs. Um, they are in an office and have likely never spent a day in my husband's job, and these are people making the decision based solely off of numbers and what they think is right or wrong. In his particular union, the non-union workers get all the benefits of the union workers. I was a little surprised to hear that these men and women were able to reap the benefits of the union without paying dues. When there's no motivation to join, why would you? And these young kids, they probably don't understand what the union's actually doing for them. And I really don't think they do. But I guess this makes sense, I guess, because Idaho's a right to work state. And, in our book, the right to work stated that, you didn't have to join the union, basically. They cannot mandate that you join the union or not join. So, anyways, I talked for way too long. I'm so sorry. Thank you for everything. Hope to talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.